Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's energy update for February 26th through to March 5th. My name is Rebecca, and thank you so much for joining me. I've been absolutely loving all the messages I've been getting recently about how you guys are enjoying these updates. And I wanted to thank you guys so much for taking the time to reach out and letting me know. It means so much to me to know that you guys are enjoying these readings and that the messages are coming through for you and they're really making a difference in your daily life week to week. So thank you so much. That makes me feel so good that your guides are able to connect with you through these readings. So continue to let me know if you enjoy them. It really gives me a boost as well to continue these readings. So we have a beautiful week ahead. We have so much to discuss this week, and I'm going to try to condense it as much as I can and really keep it straightforward, but there was so much that wanted to come through this week, which is honestly really good and really exciting. We have some beautiful themes. So this first one that I want to go into is development of authenticity. So this has been a theme that I feel has been really coming to the fore the past few weeks or even the past year, where we've been really asked to go into who we really are, who we want to be, and removing those layers of energies, of stories, of falsehoods and illusions that have made us feel that we need to be someone other than ourselves. And this week we're really peeling off these final layers, and it's absolutely amazing to see. So they keep showing me this like removal, the shedding of skin that really helps us reveal the truth beneath. And I feel like some of us might be surprised this week of what we start discovering. We might learn more about ourselves this week, and it's very pivotal that we take advantage of these energies to deep dive into ourselves. So take some time out this week to really get in touch with your inner soul, your heart. Where are you being guided to move? Who are you being guided to be? How can you get in touch with who you are now and embrace the person you are wholeheartedly? And with this, I'm actually seeing this huge correlation between the self-discovery and our ancestral line this week. So we have a huge theme, very dominating theme actually, of ancestral healing and connection this week. And believe it or not, this is really tying into our authenticity. So I'm seeing a lot of us trace back our roots. A lot of us might actually be going into our genealogy this week, finding out more information about where we've come from and our lineage and how that is so interconnected within our personal journey, the wounds and traumas we came into the world with, and how a lot of this is correlated to how we have lived life. So I'm seeing this shedding that's coming through, that we're experiencing, this release work that we're experiencing. A lot of it is deep-seated wounds and trauma that has actually been through our family generations and has been passed down energetically and even through DNA to ourselves. And so with this awareness this week, we're really getting this guidance to connect with your ancestors. So really take some time out this week to meditate, to connect with your loved ones, to connect with your lineage, and ask with specific intention what you need to know, what is ready to be released, what is ready to be healed, so you can really live in full authenticity. So with this, I'm seeing us need to call it help this week. So some of us might be unsure, like, how do I do this? How do I connect? How do I really recognize the messages that are coming through from my guides and ancestors? So if you find yourself feeling a little confused or unsure or not confident, I'm really hearing call in the assistance of your angels, call in the assistance of your guides to show you how to help you get more in that state of mind where you can connect with your lineage even more successfully. So I'm really seeing the need to set specific intentions this week to connect, because these wounds are coming forward because they're ready to heal. So this is absolutely amazing, and I'm really feeling like I need to stress how magnanimous this actually is in our journey. When we come to a point of this healing where we are truly healing not only ourselves but our family, our lineage, really understand how pivotal that is, how magnanimous that is, and how that really is going to affect future generations in your family, but also existing in current family now. How all of this deep healing and purging and release work that you are doing is actually affecting all of these individuals in such an amazing way. So they just keep showing me like the ripple effect and how much this truly does impact and ripple out into your reality. So really take some time to do this inner work this week. And the Pisces energy that we're in is really helping us do that. We're going deeper beneath the surface than perhaps we have before. So this energy right now is so wonderful for us to get reflective, to get in touch with the depth of ourselves, and really not shy away, because I'm hearing we can do this right now. This is the energy. Like if you have struggled with this in the past, where you haven't been able to get to the root of things, where you haven't been able to go to those depths that you are going to have to do now, I'm hearing this is actually going to be much more supported in these energies. This is going to be a lot easier and more graceful for you. And to once more, if you struggle, call in the assistance you need. So I'm actually seeing, calling in your guides, calling in your angels with those intentions. But some of us also might need that mentoring. Some of us might need that support from an outside source as well to help go in together. So I'm really hearing, don't shy away from asking for help this week. Book sessions with someone you trust. Have conversations with people to help you get to the root cause, and know that that's okay. You don't have to do all of this healing and this trauma work by yourself. So really get in touch with those who call to you this week to help you dive deep, because it's such a supportive time to do this kind of work. So with this, I'm actually seeing a few things come through with this theme of authenticity. So we're learning where we came from. We're learning why we are the way we are, why we have the fears, the trauma, all of these wounds that perhaps have traced back generations. We're coming to this clarity, and we're coming to this exploration. Okay, so I'm hearing get curious, have fun, make this an enjoyable journey. And allow yourself to recognize that how connected you really are to all of your lineage, because I'm seeing this illusion be removed where we feel like we are not connected to family, that none of their trauma influences us. We're learning so much about this, and there's so much scientific studies that are coming out now that's really kind of starting to back this up, where it's like, no, we aren't just on our own. We have these genetic tendencies. We have these things imprinted in us when we come into the world, and some of that trauma really does pass down. So what your grandma experienced, what your mother experienced, all of that influenced you. And so really coming to this understanding this week is so important. And with that knowledge, when people pass to spirit, that energy is still very present. It doesn't mean they're gone. So they're very much with you. They're very much around you. So really tap into those energies and recognize how connected they are to you, okay? So connect with your ancestors this week. So pivotal. And with this, I'm seeing this huge theme of freedom that is coming through. We're freeing ourselves from these wounds. We're freeing ourselves from the fears. And we're really getting this encouragement to not procrastinate this, okay? Our instinct when we're afraid is to avoid danger, to avoid going into what makes us uncomfortable. But this week, whatever those fears are that come forward for you, you're being asked to face them and to not delay. Okay, this is the time to really get to the source and the meat of why these fears are present for you. So really do that inner work. And once more, if you need assistance, reach out to those who can assist you to do this, okay? You don't have to face your fears alone. You are never alone. So really beautiful messages here. So then we have this amazing theme of releasing illness to come to wholeness. And so I'm seeing this beautiful theme once more coming through about the physical body. I feel like some of us have been really dealing with physical manifestations. And so with this, we're getting this awareness this week, this clarity. And they keep showing me the third eye and these illusions coming through to be released. So we might actually get some correlations between our ancestral trauma and these physical manifestations. And we might even notice where our fears have been perpetuating these issues. So really be mindful this week of getting those details. So what I wrote here was understanding the underlying reasons behind manifested ailments. And we're coming to closure. So what's really cool is I'm really feeling a lot of us are going to get the clarity we need to heal. So if you've been battling with something physical, if you've been having a consistent issue, I'm really seeing us get clarity and closure this week so we can really release the need to have these present manifestations in our lives. And I'm really seeing us actually speak to our body, understand our body, get more in touch with our physical bodies this week. And that's very encouraged. So take the time out to ground yourself, to go in nature, to move your body, to get in touch with your body, however feels good. And I'm really seeing breath work as well be very helpful and successful in helping you really gain your clarity as well and releasing these traumas from the physical. So really be mindful. I'm also seeing this perpetuation of fear affect the mind very strongly this week. So be very mindful. How is your nervous system? How is your anxiety? How is your stress? Okay? And what is holding you in the illusion of fear? So it's very important for us to understand that fear isn't real. It's not an illusion, or it is an illusion, okay? The only thing that's really real in this life is love. And coming to this understanding that fear, worry, stress is only perpetuating what we don't want, is only bringing in the energies of what we don't want to occur. And every time we let ourselves go into those fears and anxieties, the more we take away from being in a space of love and of peace. And so we're getting this awareness this week of where are we with that journey? Are we still feeding into the stories that aren't true, that haven't come to fruition and might not ever come to fruition? Or are we wanting to feed our energies into things that actually are good for us, things that actually upbuild us, things that actually perpetuate the things we do want to happen? So I'm seeing this empowerment come in where it's like we're getting the insights we need to really take forward action and get a hold of our anxieties and stresses right now. So once more, if this is something that you cannot control, really allow yourself to go into your nervous system. Where is my body still not feeling safe? Where am I still not feeling safe in my life, in my reality? And how can I allow myself to take the actions of making myself feel safe in my life? Okay? So from trauma, from prior experiences, we develop this amazing defense system, this defense mechanism. But unfortunately, what happens is we go into this fight or flight then, and it becomes very uncontrollable because it's just instinct. We don't feel safe. So the body stays in that mode. And sometimes it never comes out. So it's like, how can I retrain my nervous system? How can I retrain my fight or flight responses and start working with my body, working with my mind in a productive way? So what I'm really hearing is we're needing to take control. We're needing to take responsibility and ownership, because I'm seeing a lot of us give away our power to our anxiety. And there are things we can do to help us in these aspects. So what I'm seeing this week is we're really needing to get the support for our bodies, for our minds, okay? So what does that look like for you? What do you need to do to help you calm yourself, to help you come back to your body, to no longer disassociate from your life, to be involved in it, and recognize that life is really wanting to support you? And even if that hasn't been the story of your past, let's change the story. And that is within our power to do right now. We no longer want to stay a victim to life. We want to be the leader of our lives. So what I'm seeing is some practical advice. It's like, well, okay, the minute I get into a panic, what can I do? What action plan can I create? What can I do to nurture myself in that moment? How can I give myself compassion? How can I give myself love in those moments, instead of sitting in a state of fear, instead of allowing myself to go down that road of the worst case scenario? How can I reel back myself? How can I comfort myself in these moments? So what I'm really seeing is we're learning how to retrain ourselves, reparent the mind, and giving ourselves the tools that we can really work with to move out of this state of fight or flight. And I'm really seeing this really click this week. So really make an action plan. What do I need? How can I start feeling safe again? And how can I really meet those needs when in the moment of when I'm fearful? So once again, no more procrastinating. This is the strong advice this week. Invite your fears, your fears, maybe your tears as well, to come in and to speak with them, understand them, getting that understanding of why they're coming forward for you and how you can really move out of this space, okay? So, really take the action steps this week to support yourself. So I'm really seeing self-care be very essential this week, where we're really taking forward action in that. What sort of self-care makes you feel good, makes you feel supported, makes you feel rejuvenated and replenished? Really brainstorm, what makes me feel that way? And doing those things this week. How can you nourish your body? How can you replenish it? So I'm seeing vitamins, minerals, food, high quality nutrients, all of that being very essential this week, because we're really purging a lot. And it's very important that we listen to our bodies and its needs. So feeding it well, nourishing it, moving it, resting it as well is very, very, very encouraged this week, okay? So take rest. Allow yourself to come to a state of just being, and ask for help when you need it, okay? So with this, I'm actually seeing this beautiful energy of cutting cords to the past. So I'm seeing a lot of us with this visualization here that they sent me. So this visual that I was given was someone who's very downtrodden and hunched over with this boulder on their back. And it was very much representative of carrying around what we no longer need, what's too heavy, what's too burdensome. And with that, I was really seeing this story come through of our past experiences. So with that, this week, we're very much getting the encouragement to cut cords, to let go, to let that boulder fall, because it's no longer needed. It's no longer going to help us as we move forward in this fresh new beginning, in this fresh start that we're creating. So I'm really seeing us needing to understand what is still feeling heavy and weighted upon my soul. What am I still carrying that's unnecessary for me to carry? And I'm really seeing us need to cut those energetic cords to what's feeling heavy. Okay, so with this, I'm seeing this closure trickle through in making peace with our past, making peace with the people who've hurt us. And that can look like many different things in our current situation. So take what resonates with you. But what I'm really seeing is we're letting go this week. We're finally releasing any sort of stubbornness to hold on. We're letting go of the ego stories that say we can't forgive, that we can't be without our past. And we're recreating our own identity. So a lot of times we can latch onto the past, our stories, our memories, our hurts, our wounds, and make that part of us, make that part of how we identify. And the fact is that is the past. It no longer exists, and it is no longer you. So where have you been allowing or latching on and clutching on to the stories of the past to define you when they really no longer do? So we're really getting this awareness this week of letting go and really allowing ourselves to stand in our authenticity, in who we've become now, and coming to this forgiveness and acceptance of ourselves and of the past that really frees us. So it's absolutely amazing. So what I heard was, this is not your story anymore. It's time to move on. So what are you still making your story? That's not your story anymore. It's time to let it go. So really assess this week, where do I need to cut cords and bring closure and freedom to myself? And recognizing that this is loving for me. This is loving myself. When I say no to all that demeaned me, to all that hurt me, to all that makes me feel hurt and small and in pain, when I say no to that and I let it go, that is the most strong action of self-love that I can give myself. So it's absolutely amazing what we are accomplishing this week. And we're really getting this guidance to come to this state of compassion for yourself. Okay, so if these old hurts and wounds revisit, cry, let out that hurt, validate what still hurts you. Have compassion for your humanness. You know, if you've made mistakes in the past, forgive yourself. How can you come to this understanding that you were just a human being, living a human experience? And sometimes we needed those mistakes to learn. You know, free yourself from self-punishment, from guilt, from shame. Let those chapters go. They no longer need to define who you are, because they don't. You are someone different now. You are the newest version of yourself in this moment. So move forward. You can do it. So from there, we have this beautiful creation of fresh chapters that is coming in that is based in authenticity and truth, okay? So once more, they're showing me the illusions being removed from the third eye to see what's actually real this week. So with that, this creation of fresh chapters requires that we live every single day as much as we can within our truth. So I'm seeing this theme of clear communication coming in very, very strong this week. So we're going to be asked to use our voice and communicate our needs this week. So I'm seeing we need to be clear and concise on what we want now, who we are now, and what we truly desire. So I'm seeing this apply in two aspects here. Needing to communicate with the universe about what we truly desire now so we can kickstart those manifestations and really start bringing them in and helping the universe work with us, co-create with us. And then secondary, really coming into this full disclosure with those around us, where we are leaving nothing out. We're being clear and concise about what we're doing, who we are, what we expect. And so we might have to lay down some boundaries this week with others. We might have to fill them in on what we're trying to accomplish and be very, what's the word I'm looking for? Empowered by this, where it's like we're not compromising, we're not giving in or people pleasing, we're bringing awareness to those tendencies and moving through an authenticity anyway. So really think this week, what conversations am I being called to have? Where do I need to define what I really want and really get clarity around what I want? And am I speaking that? My needs, my clarity, what I really desire, and am I communicating that effectively? Because I'm really seeing this come through this week where we're really needing to speak up. So make your intentions known, create with the universe, because this new chapter is really happening and it's full speed ahead. It's happening very fast. The energies are really coming in, and the energies of Pisces is so much about creating. So it makes a lot of sense. We're getting huge awareness around manifestations. So with that, we have this beautiful energy of also letting go, okay? So letting go, releasing, we're revisiting this a few times this week. So don't be surprised if things hop up this week. So what I'm really getting is, once again, this correlation with our stress and this need to defend and protect ourselves. So with this energy of release work, we're letting go of resentments and we're letting go of this need to stay defensive. So with this, I'll give you an example. Perhaps there's someone that will revisit us this week. So they're giving me the example of someone from the past who you had a conflict with, or you've had this feeling of inadequacy with, or been feeling like you need to prove yourself. That's a really key one that's coming through this week, where you felt you've needed to prove yourself, show up as who you are, almost like impress your point. So if this comes up this week, what I'm really getting in this instance, it's like, let go of the need to be right, let go of the need to protect and defend yourself and prove your point. Return to love. So come to this compassion, even for those who've made you feel small, even to those who perhaps you still hold resentment with, because they're really showing me this back and forth energy where one minute you love them, the second minute you don't. It's like this tension. That's what they're kind of showing me. So this might resonate for just a few of you, but it's like, it's time to really decide on love. It's time to remove the resentment. It's time to bring this awareness of where those people are in their journey, and where you no longer have to hold yourself to that place, that frequency. You can rise above that. You can move forward. You don't have to lower your vibration anymore and stay in anger and stay in resentment and stay in this space of needing to defend yourself or prove yourself, okay? So we're removing these resentments this week, and we're coming back to that space of awareness where it's like, okay, I'm choosing to move on because this is what's loving for me. So what I wrote here was, you don't have to protect or defend yourself anymore. You are safe. Return to a space of love. Many may be faced with memories of past pain. Let them move through. So with this, they were actually showing me this beautiful release that's actually happening on a global earthly scale. So they were showing me the earth literally moving forward into this new vibration. And because the earth itself is moving into a different vibration, that means everything on it, including us, also needs to move to that vibration. So with this, we're actually doing this huge full spectrum shedding and release of all these dense energies. And what's really coming forward is the past and pain. So once more, that boulder's coming through here. Where are we still holding on to that? Where we're being literally moved in vibration to let it go. Okay, so don't be surprised once more if these pains revisit. And it's all coming through to move through us now, to release from our energies. So really allow yourself to do this purging. So what I wrote was releasing on a global scale our pain, our plights. The world is shifting and we must shift with it. So with this comes the awareness of what we're consciously choosing. So we're really getting a big ownership, almost like wake-up call to this, where we are responsible. Okay, so we're removing these stories of victimhood. We're moving into a space of pure empowerment. Okay, so taking responsibility. So this week we're being urged to do just that. So it's very important to recognize our choices, where we're still choosing the past, where we're still acting from old wounds, and coming to this recognition that we now can choose different. We can break the cycle. We can let go and choose a different way. And so this week, how are you being moved to change? How are you being moved to choose differently? And how can you choose the path of love? So with every decision that you're faced with this week, I'm really getting the guidance. We must bring the awareness. What is the most loving choice? And that makes every decision easy. What is the most loving thing for me? And how can I choose love over fear, over lack, over the illusions that are trying to blind me from love, trying to keep me from living my life on my terms? And how can I take the ownership of my life and not fall prey to victimhood anymore? So we're continuing to choose every single day, either fear or love. And what I'm really seeing is when we choose love, we contribute to that energy of freedom. And this is coming through in such a collective and global scale where we're learning to free ourselves. We're freeing ourselves from the programs, the enslavement of our conditioning, of the world, of society, of all these institutions that have told us how we must live, how we must be. We're breaking free. So sometimes to break free, we must really crack open and come to the reality, come to the truth of where we really are, so we can make those course corrections that are needed. So really allow yourself to tune into your choices and get the big picture of your life. So with this came the awareness that a lot of us sometimes want to be saved. And this is a huge story that we see promoted all the time. You know, we must be saved from our pain. You know, we must be in a relationship to have love. We must constantly be rescued, right? We see that theme a lot. And it's totally natural. It's totally normal because none of us have been taught that we can rescue ourselves. that we can have that power. We don't see that promoted. We haven't been programmed and conditioned to believe that we actually have our own divinity within us, that we actually can make choices and be powerful. A lot of times we immediately search for this love, for this empowerment, this saving grace outside of ourselves. And where it can become very tricky is in the common themes of life. Like, well, I can't move forward because of my circumstances. So using that as an example, that is giving our power away to our circumstances. So this week we're being challenged to really see where we're putting our power and if it's going in the right direction. So come to this recognition that nothing is going to change unless we change it, unless we decide. And what I'm really seeing is this rescuing happening. So what they actually said was, no savior is coming. We get to save ourselves. So really letting that hit home. Nobody else has your life. You are here to be you. You are here to live your authentic life. Nobody can do that for you. No one can shift and change, make such a huge difference in the sense of making you all of a sudden see your power. You have to see your power. You have to recognize that you have more responsibility and ownership over your life than perhaps others have told you. So we're coming to this truth this week of where we haven't been in our power and where we start needing to take those actions to do so. So what I wrote here was, how can you take responsibility and ownership of your life now? So what can you do to make the change? So we'll use that example of our circumstances. Well, I can't because of this, this, and this. Well, what can you do to make a change? What can you do to claim your power in whatever situation you're in? There's always something we can do, even if it's just a simple shift in our mindset. That can make all the difference in our vibration, in how we see things and how we live life, right? So how can we stop waiting for our circumstances to change, for someone to step in and change our lives, for a rescuer? How can we become the savior of ourselves and own our innate power? So we're shedding these stories of victimhood, and we're actually shedding a lot of karmic past lives as well. So I'm really getting this theme this week of releasing past lives and stories that we've held onto from these lives. So don't be surprised if you have these lives come up this week, if you start meditating and seeing these sorts of stories that bring this awareness of how deep-seated they've been in your life. And it's absolutely amazing. So I'm seeing this empowerment come through, this gratitude that comes through with this, because a lot of, throughout history, we weren't able to be in power. People weren't recognized. There was so much of this need to hide ourselves, to not speak up, to not have a voice. And this week you might see those stories come to light, to become freed. Because now we have an opportunity in the time we live now to do just that. We can break free of these stories. We can heal the past by our actions now, by choosing to be empowered, by choosing to claim the ownership of our lives and speak truthfully and honestly within our integrity. That's something people were never able to do in the past. So So really come to this understanding how special it is that we actually are living in the time we live in. And taking that power back is what's healing, that helps us move forward in a way that's loving for us. So I'm really seeing these illusions falling away. We're getting this truth that's coming through, and we're really being called to just trust the process of this. Flow with life this week. Allow these things to come through for you. Release what you need to release. Own what you need to own. Don't beat yourself up. Don't criticize yourself. Take your time as you move through these things, because there's quite a bit that we're moving through. But what's beautiful is we're coming to this awareness of where it's our turn to be seen. So we might have this come up this week where we might be afraid of really being seen in our lives. But once more, this empowerment is coming in to help us with this. So it's like, where do I need to be more authentic? Where do I need to let my light shine? Where do I need to share myself more fully and be more vulnerable with others and in my life in general? And this is so, so beautiful, because it's really helping us step in to who we are. It's absolutely amazing. And to know that we have limitless potential. So once again, we're getting this awareness of where we've limited ourselves, where we've put boundaries on even our greatness. So once more, huge freedom. We're allowing our dreams to really take blossom, because now when we say, hey, I'm ready to claim my life, I'm ready to live on my terms, I'm ready to speak and use my voice, I'm ready to be all of me in full authenticity. Oh my gosh, like what a difference, what a shift in vibration, what a change this makes. And so we're really being shown how impactful this is and how healing this is for yourself, for your lineage, for the world around you when you claim your power and your limitless potential. So really be mindful, where have I been limiting myself, and where do I need to free myself? So with this, we're being encouraged to get in touch with the untamed aspects of your being. So I'm actually seeing dancing being very highlighted this week, moving your body. And what they kept showing me was almost like native dancing, tribal dancing. I saw a lot of I kept seeing a lot of Viking symbolism, animals coming through, and all of these totems to help us get in touch with the animalistic parts and nature of ourselves. So we lose this. In the past, this was much more celebrated. This was much more common, was to be human. But we're recognizing now with all these programs and the way society dictates now, we're supposed to always be proper. We're supposed to always be perfect, successful, look a certain way, act a certain way. There's all of these dictations to how we must be to fit in. But this week, we're being called to buck all of those ideologies. It's like, nope, now I'm going to free myself and get in touch with all of those untamed, wild aspects of my human nature. So what I'm really seeing come forward is us working with animal totems, working with our ancestors, working with the earth, and connecting with the earth magic that's there. So take some time out this week to do something that makes you feel free. That is the whole purpose of this, to be free. Let go of all of your worries, of all of your fears, of all the things and expectations and standards for yourself, and allow yourself to be in whatever moment you need to be in. So once more, music, dancing, connecting with earth helps you come to this presence, this wildness, this untamed aspect of you. And with this, I'm seeing this be very encouraged. So we're getting a lot of passionate energies that are coming through to the surface this week. So ask yourself, what makes me feel passionate? What makes me feel that flow of energy through my body? And then keep highlighting the sacral chakra. So don't be surprised if a lot of sexual energy rises this week, if a lot of creativity rises in you this week, and to really lean into that. Let go of the stories that you can't be who you are, that you can't be like your full nature. And so I'm really seeing us embrace all these aspects of self. And with this actually brings in this conjoining of the divine feminine and the masculine energies. And it's absolutely stunning. So what they showed me was the two energies coming in and intermingling, intertwining, and coming to this beautiful, harmonious energy of completeness. So with that, once more, we're bringing forward the masculine energies, the energies of support, the energies of creativity, of dominance, of making things happen. And we're bringing in this flowing feminine energy, the ebb and flow, the untamed, wild aspects of ourselves, the sexual aspects of ourselves, and they're intermingling to this beautiful crescendo. And it's absolutely stunning. So this week, we're literally coming to this energy of harmonizing ourselves, of all aspects of ourselves, and we're embracing them and coming to this equilibrium. So with that, we need to go into both energies this week. So have an assessment. Where am I with my masculine energy? Where am I with my feminine energy? And where do I need to take forward action to help this conjoining happen, to help this harmonization happen in my life? So questions to ask this week: where am I out of alignment? Where do I need to bring more balance to my life? And what they kept showing me was actually scheduling this week. So be very mindful. Where am I allowing myself to get more into the go, 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 the do, 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 and not having enough time for rest, for play, for rejuvenation? You know, that's a prime example of where we can be out of balance with these masculine and feminine energies. So it's like, really be mindful. What is my routine? What is my schedule? The other aspect they were seeing highlighted this week was money, finances. So where am I out of balance? Where do I need to support myself more? Where do I need to be more mindful? Or where do I need to let go and have more flexibility? Okay, so we're creating safety. We're creating this beautiful new future for ourselves where we're no longer in this disbalance, this disharmony, fighting and conflicting with these energies. We're coming into alignment. And it's so important that we really take advantage of these energies this week to get those higher insights and clarity. So they really were showing me set some intentions to receive the insight you need to receive on where course corrections are necessary. So with this, we have this clarity of manifesting your dreams, okay? You are in the home stretch. That's actually what I heard. You're in the home stretch. So take breaks, but don't give up. A lot of us have been working so dedicatedly on our dreams, on our manifestations, on what we want to create. And this is so spearheaded once more this week. Know you're almost there, okay? So don't give up. Keep pushing through. You can do this, okay? You're making this rebirth happen. You're rising from the old into the new, and it's absolutely amazing. So really get in touch with that creativity this week. Allow yourself to have that balance and keep creating what you're trying to make, because it's absolutely supported. So last couple themes here, we have intuition expanding. So huge week again for heightened intuition. So really trust the insights you're getting, really connect with yourself and that inner voice, because we're getting a lot of intuitive prompts this week, a lot of almost expansion energies as well. So don't be surprised if your gifts start expanding, if your awareness psychically begins to expand. I'm just seeing so much with the third eye this week. It's absolutely amazing. So we're really getting this awareness and seeing our gifts. Okay, so once more, we might have had an illusion here where we weren't seeing our value. We weren't seeing how intuitive we actually are. And that illusion is being removed. So really allow yourself this week to tune into your intuitive abilities and to really give credit where credit is due. You are intuitive. So trust yourself. Trust that the answers are always available to you. And everything you need to know is always within you. So really allow yourself to get in touch with your intuition. So I'm seeing a lot of spiritual downloads. I'm seeing a lot of increased creativity, and it's very spearheaded. So really, really listen to that. I also heard that you've been training for this for lifetimes. So with that, it's like bring this awareness to what you are making right now. Might have been something that formerly, even in past lives, you were crafting, you were specializing in, you were called to, or have even done before. So with that, bring that awareness in, like this isn't just this lifetime. You've been called to do this work for perhaps many lives prior. So let that inspiration come through for you. Allow yourself to be motivated and spearheaded in your endeavors this week, and trust yourself. What a beautiful week. So my friends, that's all I have for you this week. I really am excited to see what all comes through for us. So much information that wanted to come through. So let me know how this resonates for you, what you're working on, where you're getting your clarity. I'd love to know your comments below. So let me know. In the meantime, I'm sending you all so much love and light. Have a beautiful and blessed week, my friends. Bye.